Hi, everybody, and welcome to this session. We are going to be introducing the Young Hope Society, which is our new, fabulous, dedicated space for young professionals and young adults in the bleeding disorders community. My name is Marley Wetton. You may know me as an education specialist at NHF. I also manage our NYLI program, and I work with teens and kids at chapter programs across the country. So perhaps you've seen me where you are. We're very excited to bring you this new program. It's been something that we have been working on for a while, as NYLI is sort of, or has traditionally been the only dedicated space for young adults in the bleeding disorders community. And we've been working to create a larger space that has room for more than just 20 folks in it. So we're very excited to share this program with you. We have Maureen Parsons and Elizabeth Molnar here with us, and I will let them introduce themselves. But thank you so much for joining us, and we're very excited to present this to you.
Hello, everyone. As Marley shared, we are really excited to share with you today a new opportunity for engaging young professionals in the community. My name is Maureen Parsons, and I'm the Annual Giving Manager at NHF.
My name is Elizabeth Molnar. I'm the Manager of Chapter Development and Fundraising at NHF.
And if you have any questions throughout today's presentation, please send them through the chat box, and we'll be keeping an eye out on that. The Young Hope Society is a young professionals group created to inspire the next generation of young philanthropic leaders supporting the bleeding disorders community. We want to create a dedicated space for individuals between the ages of 21 and 40. It will allow young professionals to build a social network to engage and build relationships with their peers. As Elizabeth and I continue to work with individuals in the community, we realize that there's many programs for kids, teens, and families to engage with each other. However, there isn't always a place for young professionals who might not have a growing family but still want to get involved. If you have experienced this as well, we hope that after today's presentation, you will feel there is an avenue for you. We are looking for individuals who want to make a difference in their community, both locally and nationally. Individuals will support NHF and our local chapters through volunteering, fundraising, and building awareness around bleeding disorders. The exciting thing about Young Hope Society is that each local society can look very different in each city based on the interests and goals of the individuals involved. There are many unique ways to build out the program in your community. As Young Hope Society volunteers, you can really make the group your own. Our vision for the Young Hope Society is to create a platform for young professionals to engage with each other while supporting the bleeding disorders community. There are many ways to get involved based on your interests and level of engagement. We want this to be a fun experience to meet new people and grow professionally, as well as have an impact for those living with bleeding disorders. NHF and chapter staff will work closely with you and other members to determine the focus of the group and how to best move forward. While we want volunteers to take a leadership role in driving the direction of the group, we will be with you every step of the way as a resource. We also want to provide opportunities for you to learn and grow. There will be professional and leadership development activities through our speaker series and other workshops. We also have a LinkedIn page for members of the group to engage in conversation and learn from each other. As Young Hope Society continues to grow across the country, you will be able to build a professional network in your own backyard, while also engaging with young professionals in different cities. The Young Hope Society is a collaboration between NHF and our chapter network. This gives volunteers the opportunity to make an impact both locally and nationally as it pertains to volunteering, fundraising, and advocating for the bleeding disorders community. NHF and the chapters provide critical resources to the community. The programs offered by NHF and the chapters are unique and address the needs of the community in different ways. When you become a Young Hope Society member, you will have the opportunity to participate and help promote programs that interest you. NHF has 3 key pillars: advocacy, education, and research. NHF funds a broad range of research projects and initiatives, including Career Development Awards, the Clinical Fellowship Program, and Judith Graham Poole Postdoctoral Research Fellowships. One of NHF's largest events is Washington Days, which happens annually early in the year. This is where hundreds of volunteer advocates meet with legislators and staff to discuss issues important to the bleeding disorders community, including ensuring funding for federal hemophilia programs, blood and blood product safety, and protecting access to affordable quality care and treatment. This is also a great opportunity for individuals in the community to raise awareness by sharing their story with legislators and their staff. NHF also offers broad education to support people with bleeding disorders throughout the different stages of life and life events. Programs include Steps for Living, Better You Know, National Youth Leadership Institute, and Connections for Learning. Elizabeth, would you like to talk a little bit about the chapter programs?
Absolutely. Much like NHF, our amazing chapter network also has several programs and opportunities that the Young Hope Society can participate in. As many of you know of and have probably even participated in, but our chapters across the country participate in camp programming, educational programming, and retreats, as well as special events that can include anything from the Unite for Bleeding Disorders walk to galas to Bloody Mary bar crawls and everything in between.
There are many ways to make an impact in the community, whether giving your time, offering your talents, or providing financial support. This is true for the Young Hope Society as well. It is free to join Young Hope Society. We hope to remove any barriers for participation so that all young professionals have the opportunity to get involved. We do have membership levels based on financial commitment. The first giving tier starts at just $5 a month, or the cost of your favorite morning coffee drink. NHF and the chapters depend heavily on the financial support of individuals and corporations to fuel the mission and provide much needed resources to those living with bleeding disorders. We can't do it without your support. Your monthly gift will be split 50-50 between NHF and your local chapter, which allows you to make an impact both locally and nationally. Your gift will go to support some of the programs that Elizabeth and I talked about on the previous slide. If you are able to make a monthly or one-time gift, you will receive exclusive benefits, including NHF swag, calls with NHF leadership, and exclusive discounts to some of our national events. If you are interested in creating a local Young Hope Society in your community, we will schedule an introductory call with you, Elizabeth, and I, and your local chapter staff. We want to ensure everyone is on the same page in terms of your interests and the needs of the chapter and NHF. We will work with you to identify 2 to 3 people in your community to help get the group up and running. Elizabeth and I have found that it is most successful to have at least few people on board to help get a new young professionals group started. This provides more resources, a larger network for recruitment, and lightens the workload so that it does not fall entirely on one person. Once the working group is established, we will want to determine the group's focus. This could be some combination of the following: fundraising for the chapter, NHF, or both. As mentioned before, there are many ways to financially support the bleeding disorders community. This could be done through an event such as a 5K, a bowling tournament, a wine tasting event, or maybe a bike race. We have a fundraising platform called Unite Your Way that will allow you to easily set up an event, whether in person or virtual. We will share more about the platform later on in this presentation. There's also opportunities to volunteer at events like camp, education weekends, or Washington Days, as I described earlier. There could be events as well specific to Young Hope Society members. You could work with the chapter to make holiday cards for families or welcome packages for individuals just introduced to the chapter. The group can also help with building awareness through in-person or social media initiatives. Volunteers can work with NHS staff to build out an awareness campaign on social media based on a particular area of interest. Could be targeting newly diagnosed families, reaching women with bleeding disorders, or promoting NHS Better You Know program, which reaches people undiagnosed but at risk of a bleeding disorder. We could work with you to build out the collateral and copy and create a schedule for the social media campaign. Finally, it would be great to provide professional development opportunities for members. NHF will host an annual speaker series with professionals in a wide range of fields. We can also help coordinate other opportunities to provide speakers to talk about a particular skill, possibly leadership or project management, public speaking, or maybe resume building. The group can focus on more than one of these topics. It can also change as the group continues to grow. However, it's important to have a vision for the group early on before recruiting members. Volunteers want to know how they can make a difference when they join the group. Once these pieces are in place, you're ready to begin recruiting other members. We encourage everyone to start with a launch event. I'm now going to turn it over to Elizabeth to talk about some of the resources that we have available for Young Hope Society members.
Thank you, Maureen. And just a reminder, if you have any questions as we're moving forward, to go ahead and enter those into the chat box, and we'll be happy to answer as we move through. So like Maureen said, we are going to jump in to look over some of the resources that NHF has put together to help you and guide you in creating, recruiting, and implementing your Young Hope Society. Getting a young professionals group up and going is often the most challenging step in the process. Maureen has taken you through what the Young Hope Society is all about, but I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, what's next? Well, I want to make sure you are not to worry because NHF is here every step of the way. That was one thing that was really important to us when we were developing the Young Hope Society. We wanted to create this amazing and engaging space for young professionals, but we also wanted to make sure we were giving you the tools to help you along the way. NHF has a ton of resources available for you to utilize and help you engage, recruit, and retain your young professionals in both your personal, professional, and social networks. Resources that we provide are email templates, event management tools, social media resources, as well as the Unite Your Way platform and the Unite Walk for Bleeding Disorders platform to help you and guide you along the way. We're going to dig into some of those a little bit more. NHF has developed some pre-drafted emails for you to use to help you engage your networks. These are 100% plug and play, so you can personalize them as much or as little as you would like. As you can see here on the example, all you need to do is insert your name, chapter name, or NHF, and you are good to go. From there, all you need to do is add your contacts and hit send. It really is that easy. We want to make sure that this recruitment process is as simple as possible. Next slide. Our social media resources will be key tools for our Young Hope Society. Most all of us are on and engaged within our social media networks. Because of this, we drafted some posts for you to utilize. Social media can be an extremely powerful tool in not only recruiting members to the Young Hope Society, but also to help educate your networks about the amazing work you and the Young Hope Society are doing. Much like the email templates we showed you before, these are entirely plug and play, only requiring very little customization. Next slide. Once you've garnered some interest in the Young Hope Society, you may want to consider hosting your first Young Hope Society recruitment event. This can seem daunting. However, again, NHF is here to help along the way. There are a lot of details that go into planning and executing an event, and we want to help make that process as simple as possible. Our event guide will help break down the timeline of the event from day one all the way through your event day. Along with that, we provide different ideas so you won't ever have to start from scratch. As you can see here, we've provided some examples that we have seen be very successful already. Happy hours, bowling tournaments, galas, golf tournaments, Bloody Mary bar crawls, and so much more. Next slide. We briefly chatted about our Unite for Bleeding Disorders walk platform being a resource. Our walk is a signature fundraiser for a large amount of our chapters across the country. This is an incredible way for you and the Young Hope Society to start fundraising for your chapter, or even opens up a ton of different volunteer opportunities, starting from event day volunteers going all the way through potentially being committee members for the walk. Our Unite for Bleeding Disorders walk program allows you to jump in and participate in the walk however you see fit. Next slide. And Maureen had mentioned also about our Unite Your Way platform. Unite Your Way is NHF's DIY or do-it-yourself platform. The Unite Your Way platform allows you to turn your passion into fundraising. This platform allows you to set up fundraising events online. You can easily collect birthday donations, ask donations for miles you've run, sell your famous cupcakes, or even utilize it as one of the events we discussed earlier. The opportunities are pretty endless with the Unite Your Way platform. DIY fundraising has significantly increased across the nonprofit industry over the past several years. Part of the reason we have seen such an increase in DIY fundraising is because of social media. We often see people on Facebook asking for donations, especially for their birthdays, making a birthday post saying that they're doing fundraising for their birthday for a particular cause. What the DIY platform here does is eliminates the middleman of Facebook fundraising. So all of the funds that you are taking in will be funneled directly to the chapter that you intended it to go to. It's a really great way to fundraise when you want, how you want, and where you want. And Maureen is going to take us into a little bit more of an explanation on how to use the Unite Your Way platform.
Yes, so Elizabeth and I wanted to dive a little bit into the site and show you what it's like. It's very user-friendly, and we think it's a great way to engage your group once you're up and running. As Elizabeth mentioned, you can really take it and run with it. It's very flexible and can fit many different event models. And it allows you to share easily on social to get the word out as well. So this is the Unite Your Way homepage where you're given the option to fundraise for NHF or one of the chapters. Right now, 28 chapters participate in Unite Your Way. It is a program that chapters can opt into if they choose to. So if your local chapter does not currently participate, we can see if they would be interested or look at other ways to fundraise for the chapter. So after you click Get Started, you'll come to one of these screens. If you choose NHF, you'll come to the image on the left, which is our homepage to start your event. If you choose local chapters, you will come to the screen on the right, which you'll see a scrolling list of the different chapters that participate in Unite Your Way. You can easily click on one of those chapters and you'll come to their homepage similar to NHF's. After that, you'll want to click Register, Create a Page, and the registration process is very simple, and you can complete it within 3 to 5 minutes. After you go through the registration process, your personal page will look something like this. What's really nice is you can fully customize it however you'd like. You can change out the picture, set a goal for your event, and personalize your page with a story and why you're fundraising. We found a lot of people are more willing to donate or participate in events where you personalize your page. So you can share a little bit more about your connection to the community, what your Young Hope Society is currently doing, and it really allows others to connect to the cause. This shows what the back end of the site looks like. If you've participated in a Unite for Bleeding Disorders walk, it is the same platform, so a lot of those pieces will look similar. But the back end is user-friendly as well. You're able to access email and social media messaging that you can send out directly from the platform, which is really nice. It also allows you to customize the message. So we have templates, but you can then go in and add your own personal message in there as well. You'll also be able to see how many donations you received and who's donated to your page, as well as how close you are to your goal. NHF and chapter staff are also available to answer any questions and provide training when you're setting up your event. We definitely want to reiterate that we're here to be a resource and provide any help that's needed along the way.
So I know we just threw a ton of information your way, so I want to let you know that we have a Young Hope Society resource guide that encompasses everything we talked about today that we will be sharing with everyone following the call. We just want to say thank you again for being here today to hear about the Young Hope Society. We really are so excited to work with you, our future leaders in the bleeding disorders community. If you have any questions, thoughts, feedback, we would love to hear from you. So please do not hesitate to reach out to myself, Maureen, or Marley with any questions or feedback that you may have. We really would love to hear from each and every one of you. So just a reminder, next slide. Just a reminder to everyone to fill out your session evaluations at the end of this session. And again, please go ahead, put some questions into that chat box. We are here to answer any questions you may have.
And I also wanted, well, first of all, thank you, Elizabeth and Maureen, for a fantastic presentation. And I also just wanted to reiterate while you're doing that evaluation that a lot of the information that has been presented here is on the fundraising side of things, but I wanted to reiterate again that the Young Hope Society that you may start in your chapter doesn't have to only have a fundraising focus. Again, that you can have a focus on awareness or education or on professional development. Another new thing with this program is that NYLI is exclusively for young adults or young professionals who have a bleeding disorder. That's one of the qualifications. However, with this program, we're actually recommending that you bring people in or recruit folks who actually don't have a bleeding disorder, and maybe this is their one connection to the bleeding disorders community. We want to bring as many people in as possible, bring as much awareness as possible, and also have a lot of fun. So we hope that you have enjoyed this presentation. Again, we'll be here for the next while, 15-20 minutes, to answer as many questions as you would like in the chat box.